is this a good part of town? Just you know? And they're like, I mean, this is when it gets bad. This is when it gets real bad. This is when I start to panic. And my mind is like in survival mode. I'm like, oh my God, am I not gonna eat for the next 5 days? What am I gonna do? This sandwich is not gonna last me 5 days. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Welcome back, AD fam. If you're new here, my name's Amanda. My boyfriend's name's Daniel, and this is our baby room. So today I decided I was just gonna sit down and do a little story time with you guys, because Daniel and I were talking about this the other day, and it's just, it's funny, but it was not funny in the moment, and I feel like that makes for the best stories. So let's just get into it. Okay, so the minute we decide to film, he wants to dig a hole on the couch. Oh, now you want to stop. Okay. Anyways, let's get into it. So I'm about to celebrate 2 years at my job. That is, bruh, can you chill? I'm trying to tell a story to the 80 fam and you are just scratching away. Okay, let's try this again. I think if he's gonna keep scratching, he's gonna keep scratching, so I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, so next month I will be celebrating 2 years at my job. That is so wild to me because I feel like I just got robbed at the bank. But anyways, so when I got hired at my job now, it was July of 2021. And I had gotten robbed June of 2021. So just keep that time frame in mind. So I apply for my job, I go through the interview, and I get hired on the spot. But I'm a massage therapist, for those of you that don't know, but I'm a specialized massage therapist. So I do a specific type of massage therapy. Okay, so I had to go train to learn this specific type of massage. And so one of our locations is in LA, and so my boss told me, you're gonna have to fly to LA to get trained. Once you get trained, then you can come back and then you can work. So to be honest, I almost did not apply for this job. I looked at this job like 5 times. I had it saved, but it told me that I might have to commute to LA, and it wasn't it for me. It just was not, because I had just got robbed. I did not want to do anything by myself. I did not want to have to go far away. I don't even take the freeway. So I kept being like, no, if I get hired, there's no way I'm going to LA. Like, that's a deal breaker. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Things that scare you change you, right? And maybe this is the exact change that I need in my life. I mean, I hate my job now, right? Like working at the bank, I hated my job. Like, why would I not want to go to this new environment where it's like helping people and it's safer and it's better? Like, why would I not want to do that just because I'm afraid to fly by myself? Like, it made no sense. And so I was like, shoot, like, let me just apply, and if I get it, I get it. If not, it wasn't meant to be. And so, like I told you, I hired on the spot, so I guess it was meant to be. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for the flight, the hotel, everything is covered. I just need you to go and train. Which seems great, don't get me wrong. I felt bougie because I was going on a work trip. Your girl has never been on a work trip before. But she was like, you know, another girl is going to be flying as well. She's getting hired here too, and so you won't have to do it alone. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna have a buddy in this. This is gonna be great. So a week goes by, we go to orientation at our location, and I meet this girl, and I'm like, great, this is gonna be my flight buddy, this is gonna be my training buddy, we're gonna be besties, because I don't know about you, but when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I try to find that one person that kind of slightly looks at you and you're like, that's the one, that's gonna be my bestie. Like, I used to do that when I used to go to college. I felt so out of my element that literally, like, the first day of class, I was like, look around, and anyone that caught my eye, I was like, you the one, we gonna be besties all semester long. Cool, like, I kind of talked to this girl for a second. I get her phone number because we're gonna be traveling together, and I'm like, cool, can't wait for, you know, the day we go. So the day comes and Daniel drops me off at the airport 2 hours early. If you've been here for a while, you know that Daniel, he likes to get places early. He doesn't like to stress, and that's fine, that's great, that's so great. Except the fact that I was not checking a bag, so it was not going to take me 2 hours. Oh yeah, and I was gonna be at the airport alone, so it wasn't like we were gonna be waiting 2 hours together. but it's fine. I appreciate him. So he drops me off, and you know when like you feel uncomfortable and you're like, I just hope no one talks to me. Like, I just want to get through this. Yeah, those are the times that everyone wants to talk to you. So I'm going through TSA security, and mind you, I am not well traveled. Like, I think maybe I've flown like 2 times before this, and it was with like my grandma or something. You know what I mean? Like, I never had to do it alone. I walk inside the doors of this airport, and I'm just lost. I have no idea what to do, where to go. To the point that I went to one counter thinking that was the starting, and they're like, if you're not checking a bag, you don't need to go here. And they were like super rude. Like, I don't know if it's a job requirement to be rude if you work at the airport, but like, it's okay. You don't need to be mean. I'll be nice to you and you can be nice to me. So I finally get to the place I need to be, and I'm like scared, I'm nervous, and this boy behind me, he's like, it's okay, like, you got this. And I don't know, I really needed that in that moment. I really truly did, because I felt alone. Like, this girl that I'm gonna be traveling with, I don't even think it's here yet, because I'm here 2 hours early, and she's not checking a bag probably because we're only going to LA. I don't know. So I'm like alone at this point. And I didn't realize they were gonna make me take off my sweatshirt. So I was wearing like a zip up with like a sports bra. And so I go through like the metal detector thing where you have to go like, you know? And they were like, okay, you need to take off your zip up. I am half naked in the airport. And for those of you that don't know, my boobs are fake. They're out there. They're there. I know. Someone commented on our video today in Polish that I have something about big fake boobs. I do. And I'm proud of them. So anyways, I was not trying to flaunt them though while I was alone in the airport. So anyway, so I'm like kind of feeling uncomfortable. Like, I'm not trying to do all this right now. Anyway, so I get out and I go to zip up my sweatshirt back up, and this guy is like, oh, where are you headed? And again, I'm not thinking that anyone's trying to get at me, be weird. I'm just like, oh my God, someone's talking to me. Like, I'm so scared to be alone. Talk to me, make me feel safe, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, oh, I'm headed to LA. And he's like, oh, nice, me too. And I'm like, okay. Like, at this point, I'm like, you know, like, you feel the vibes. And then he goes, are you 21? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 20. I think I was 25 at the time. So I was like, I'm 25. And then he was like, oh, did you want to go get a drink at the bar? No, I do not. I don't know you. I have a boyfriend. Stranger danger. It's the morning. I don't need to go to the airport bar with you. So I'm like, really? Like, you really needed to do that right now? So I go up the escalator, and I just am looking at all the places where you have to wait to get on the plane. I don't even know. I'm so lost. I'm like trying to look at my ticket to like look at what place I need to go. I'm like so lost. I'm just standing there just like trying to figure this out. But like, I'm not about to ask questions. Like, I got this. I got 2 hours. I got this. The guy walks by again, and he's like, oh, looks like you're lost. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he was like, oh, are you meeting someone? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, your boyfriend? And I was like, no, my friend. But like, it doesn't even matter, bro. It doesn't even matter. And I probably should have said my boyfriend, but like, it really doesn't matter. Just leave me alone. Did I ask to talk to you? I thought you got the hint when I told you, no, I don't want to go to the bar with you. So then I am sitting there. This girl has still not contacted me, and I'm like super like never want to bother anyone, so I just don't text her. And I'm like thinking, oh, when I see her walk up, I'm gonna be like, hey girl, like, I'm over here, we're gonna sit together. No, I never saw her walk up. And so I'm like Snapchatting Daniel, like, you know, like, oh, this is my surroundings. Tell me why I look at that Snapchat later and I see the girl I was supposed to be training with. She was sitting in the airport right near me, and I had no idea. Anyways, so we get on the plane, and I thought for sure we're going to sit next to each other. There has to be. My boss booked these tickets together. There's no way that we're not gonna sit next to each other. No. I sat alone next to a stranger on the airplane to LA. And as the plane is starting to fill up and there's just like, you know, a couple more people that need to go to the back, I see my girl walking through the plane, sitting in the very back. I don't know if she was running late to the, I don't know, because she was sitting there. I don't know if she took a bathroom break or what. But anyways, so she's sitting in the back of the plane. I'm sitting halfway through. We're not together. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's a quick flight. Like, I will just get in contact with her once we land, like, for sure. And so we're about to land and I'm like getting anxious. She still hasn't texted me, like, I don't know. And so I text her and I'm like, hey girl, blah, 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 you know, explaining. And she's like, cool, like, we'll meet after. We'll take an Uber to the hotel. It's fine. Because I guess my boss had told her the hotel and all the information. So I actually didn't have this information. So I needed to talk to this girl. So we get off the plane and we meet up and I'm like, thank God. Like, we just needed to figure all this out. Now we're good. We're together for the week. We got this. Besties, right? Right? We get in the Uber and we're Ubering to the hotel and she's not really talking to me. And the Uber driver is trying to talk to her and she kind of seems bothered that he's trying to talk to her. And I'm like, I just want a friend. And so we're starting to get closer to the hotel and she's like, yeah, so I looked up this hotel and like, there's like a gym and a pool. And so I think this whole week I'm just gonna, you know, focus on working out and going to the pool. And she like has this whole thing set up that she's gonna do for her week when she's not training. Like, she's gonna train and then in between she's gonna do all of this. And I'm just sitting there like, that is so great, but like, where do I fit in this plan? Like, do I get to be part of this? Or like, are you taking this as a free vacation? Because like, I had just got robbed the month prior, so doing anything alone scared me, let alone in an unfamiliar city. We get to the hotel and like we check in and then she literally just goes to her room and I don't hear from her for the rest of the night. This is when it gets bad. This is when it gets real bad. This is when I start to panic. I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, oh my God, I am so hungry. You know, like, I think I had eaten breakfast, but Daniel dropped me off at the airport hours early. Then we flew. Then we had to ride to the hotel. It had been a long day at this point, and I was so hungry. And I thought, oh, like, when I meet this girl, we're going to meet up. We're going to get some food, something. But no, she just went straight to her room. And I'm like, dude, I'm starving. There is no way that I can survive for the next 5 days. The whole situation is how I found out that you're allowed to bring snacks on the airplane, as long as they're like closed or something. I don't know. If I would have known, I would have brought snacks. And come to find out, the girl that I was supposed to be training with brought snacks, and that's why she wasn't so concerned. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm starving. We still have days to go. Am I gonna have to go to training alone? I don't even know how to get there. Am I gonna have to Uber alone? Do I have to walk? I'm freaking out. I call my grandma and I'm like, I think I called my grandma and my boyfriend, Daniel, too. I'm not sure, but I'm like freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any food. This girl doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't want to be my friend. I'm in LA. I'm so scared. It's just done. Like, everything. Like, I was so scared to take this job to go to LA, and then I do it because I think this is great. This is going to change me. This is going to grow me. And now I just feel stranded and hungry in LA, and I just don't know what to do. And I just want to go home, and I just want to cry. And my grandma was like, why don't you go downstairs, go to the desk, and see if they serve food or if there's food nearby. And I was like, okay, you know, because I had money. So I was like, okay. And so I go downstairs, and they were not serving food at that time, but they told me that there was like a Jersey Mike's, a pizza place, a McDonald's just right down the street. I did not want to go and walk to this place alone, but when I tell you, I was starving. I did it. But before I left, I was like, hey, is this a good part of town? Just, you know? And they're like, I mean, I'm like, they're like, I would say just, you know, just go fast. I mean, it's fine. I'm like, okay, all right. I step out of the hotel and I look down the street and I can see the food places, but it's like the parking lot, a little more sidewalk, and then the food places. But it is fairly close. Like, it's on the same side of the road. I probably looked crazy. Like I said, I was scared, and PTSD is a real thing because I felt like this was the only way that I was gonna make it through the situation. I see where I wanna go. I've decided I'm gonna go to Jersey Mike's. Daniel loves Jersey Mike's. I know I like Jersey Mike's. It's a safe bet. And also, Jersey Mike's is closer than McDonald's. I probably could have gotten more food at McDonald's, but like it was too far and I just needed food. So I see Jersey Mike's. I mentally prepare myself and I just run. I run to Jersey Mike's. Probably people that saw me were like, why is this girl running? What is she running from? Is she okay? I was running from all my fears. That's what I was running from. So I run, I get inside Jersey Mike's, and I'm like, oh, thank God I made it. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And my mind is like in survival mode. I'm like, oh my God, am I not gonna eat for the next 5 days? What am I gonna do? This sandwich is not gonna last me 5 days. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I load up. I got myself a sandwich for that night, and also I can't usually finish it in one sitting, so I was like, okay, this will at least last me for 2 meals. So I got the sandwich, and then I just stack up chips and cookies and snacks, and I just load up the counter. And so I'm one person, mind you, I'm alone, and I'm buying like 5 bags of chips, like 6 cookies, a sandwich. Like, I'm just buying all of this stuff. And the person working there like looks at me kind of like, are you buying for multiple people or are you just a pig? And I'm thinking in my head, like, judge me all you want. I'm just trying to get this done so I can go back to safety in my hotel room. So they ring me up and I was like, hey, do you have like a bag? They only had those long bags, you know, the ones where you put the sandwich. So my sandwich was in the bag and I'm like holding all of my stuff. And I'm like, thank you, you know, have a good day. And I'm running back to the hotel with all of my stuff. I go up into the hotel room. I close my hotel door and I just like drop all the stuff on the floor and I'm just like, at least I have food now. And so I let my family know, you know, this is what I've done. I have food. I have no idea how I'm getting to training tomorrow, but at least I'm not gonna die. Long story short, that was pretty awful. But thankfully, the very next day, the girl did end up texting me and she was like, oh, did you wanna, what did she say? She was like, oh, I'm gonna walk to training because I GPS, it's not that far. If you wanted to, we can walk together. And I was like, dope. Like, if we walk together, it will give us time to get to know each other. You know what I mean? We end up meeting in the hallway the very next day, walking to training together. And the rest of the week was honestly amazing. We did end up exploring LA and trying new LA spots, and it was super fun. But let me tell you, the way that trip started, I for sure thought I wasn't gonna make it. Between my PTSD, me already naturally being an overthinker and having high anxiety, and then being in an unfamiliar place, it just was not the one. It was just not the one. But it makes for a great story that I can share with my 80 fans. So I guess that it was all worth it. Also, I will be celebrating 2 years next month at my job, and I absolutely love it. I know I made the right decision. So I guess it all worked out. And so what you can take away from this is things that scare you change you within reason, guys. Don't be stupid. And yeah, so challenge yourself today. What is something that you've been too scared to do that you want to do? Comment down below. All right, guys. Well, until next time, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.